Thank you very much, Connie. Good afternoon almost. Good morning for some people. As you see, my voice has gotten better and I have drink this energy boost. All right, so today I'm joined by Richard Krueger, who is the author of Facebook for Dummies, Facebook Marketing for Dummies, and Facebook Advertising for Dummies. So he's the dummies guy, as he quotes himself. It's not my invention. And Tobias from AIC Group. And this talk is about how to do it and how to integrate Facebook data. And we took one special example that probably meets hopefully meets a lot of the expectations and a lot of points that we had just heard of in the last couple of talks. So the idea we had is we want to build a best practice for Facebook fan loyalty. And it's a long title. It's a closed-loop coupon distribution solution with an integrated campaign controlling behind it. And the problem that we see when we travel from San Francisco to Dubai and all over Europe and we talk to clients, they all have the same problem. They see a lot of fans come to their pages, they spend a lot of money to acquire fans, but people hardly ever go back to the page for different reasons. So there is no way for the brands to like back their fans. And we said, okay, what can we do? Many companies have already, of course, apps out there, some loyalty card programs, but most of the applications we see are silos. So it's a nice front end, you can win this, you can win a ticket, you can win an iPad, but it's not integrated in a multi-channel structure. And we wanted to have something bigger, something better. So our mission was to build an integrated solution. And we found a very nice partner that works with MicroStrategy for many years. It's the AIC Group. And our motto was, it's time to like back. Yeah, that's the logo of AIC. And Tobias, just one more second. The wish list for this app was, we wanted to have an app with great usability, with great customer experience and user experience. We wanted, of course, a seamless integration, timeline integration, everything that can be done technically today. So, and we didn't just want to have a tool to distribute, to broadcast coupons, so to have like one coupon for all. No, we wanted something funky. We wanted to have it targeted to the interests and likes of your social graph. So when you're logged in as a young lady, you get different coupons. For example, I get coupons for like skincare for the elderly man, for anti-aging now. So, and we wanted to make use of all the nice data that we get by using and by integrating this application, which is then the wisdom tool that Rich is going to show us. And we wanted to have answers to different questions. And the questions that we are being asked by all of our clients and all the people that we talk to, everybody wants to know whom of my fans are my customers and whom of my customers are not yet my fans, and most important of all, how do fans differentiate, fan customers differentiate from, normal customers? And because everybody wants to know, is there a higher customer lifetime value, for example? Do they spend more money? So what are the differences? So we are working on something like a fan synchronization. And the front end for this fan sync functionality, in this case, is a couponing solution. And we're going to see this right now. So give us an applause for Tobias from ASC.
Thank you. Hello, thank you. I think probably not too many people of you know our small to medium-sized company. We are based in Hamburg, close to Hamburg, which is in northern Germany. We were founded in the year 1999, so we are a while on the market, and we are focusing mostly on two things. We have our own campaign management software, which is called the AI Suite in German. We have, some good customers, some big customers in different branches, mostly retail, but also insurance, healthcare, and so on. So the other thing we focus on is BI consulting. So we originated from that. So and then during the years we evolved and well made the software IC because there was a demand for it. So I think coming back to also what Ralph Kreutzer said, I think it was a very interesting quote and it fits very well. So I wrote it down. He said, what we want to have is a unified view on the multidimensional customer. And I think this is exactly what the companies need. Well, I think I can speak mostly for Germany. So a lot of companies, like Roland also said, they have a lot of Facebook activities. They have sweepstakes. They have some static offers. Well, they spend a lot of money on Facebook. But where's the business case behind that? So what do we do with the data? How do we integrate the data which was available on Facebook already with our existing data warehouse? It's the dump of all data within the company. So we want to enrich this because we want this unified view on the customer. So the more data we're able to get, the more data we can consolidate, the better offers we can give to the customer, the more fitting offers we can give to the customer. So I just prepared 1 or 2 slides to give you a short introduction in our view on the campaign management. So with the closed loop, we mean first you plan, then you execute, and then you analyze. You want to get better and better with each campaign. So from our perspective, the first thing to do is strategy and planning. So you have, before you start a campaign, you want to know, or you need to make up your mind, what do we want to do, when, and so on. So these are just the basics. You need to have a high-level concept on what the campaign will look like. On the second step, well, you need to think of who do we want to attract, or who do we want to present these offers and things we have in the company. So we need to identify our target groups, our segmentations, or segments, sorry. Then on the execute part, the actual campaign design, well, we have some master data for sure you need to have. You need to know what channels you need to set it up, whether it's email or white mail, or even now social media. And you need to say, okay, will this be a returning campaign, or will it be a one-time campaign, and so on. So there are many things you can set up. And then there's the campaign execution, which is just, well, running the campaign, the channel communication. It depends on what channel, how it is run. So, but then we come into the analyze part, and what do we want? We want to track our campaign while it's still running, or if it's finished. It doesn't really matter. A lot of our customers also, they want to be able to track the campaign while it's still running. So and maybe also with our software, you can, if you got the right channel, you can still adjust your campaign if it's necessary. If you see, okay, it's not really running good, you can change it. In the end, we want to learn, so we want to measure how efficient it was. So there is a need for standard reporting on campaigns. So I don't know how many of you have this kind of efficiency measurement. Do you measure your campaigns if you have some? Yeah? Yeah, everybody? I think it's really important, because then if you find some patterns, let's say in a success, then well, you actually save money if you're doing the next campaign, and you learn something, and you can target the people or the customers much better. So I have 2 other slides focusing on the main points from my perspective. These are the segmentation on the first hand. So we have in the classic campaign management, you have your data warehouse where you have all your customer CRM data. You maybe have your buying data. You have some you have some scores from data mining, maybe churn probability or something like that. So I think in the year 2012, this is pretty much standard in the campaign management environment, probably, that you have this one data source behind, or at least it should be, where you can for sure apply some other data sources to enrich the data as well, external sources, and then well, the segments are calculated on the fly. So you have more or less fixed target groups or segments. So talking about social media, it gets more interesting. So from my perspective at least, the segmentation can be based on the social graph. So if the Facebook user gives you the permission to access a social graph, then this can be used for either on-the-fly segmentations. That means you only have to define the rules. For example, I will show that later. I chose the most simple example I could imagine. Well, it's about gender, like Ron said. So we have one segment for men and we have one segment for women. So, and this can be accessed on the social graph in the moment the user enters our page or application. I will show later. And this segmentation on the social graph can also be extended. Let's say we have the data we have anyway in the data warehouse, so we can say we can now combine this data and get an even better fit. Yeah. Richard will also talk about wisdom later on. So it can also be used. It's a tool you can perfectly fit in there, I think, to analyze your fan base and then also build these target groups from it. Sorry. The next important thing from segmentation, who gets what? That's the question. What is the offer? Maybe. Okay. So first we have the product or product category with its belonging metadata. It can be the name of the product, price, images, description. And this can also be coming from a shop system or whatever, but this is the data you will basically need to provide the customer with an offer. Secondly, from our campaign management solution, you can define some conditions. Often it's the case that people are giving out coupons without no limitations. So I think in Germany there was some cases with Groupon where some companies had a too high limit of coupons and they nearly were bankrupt afterwards and so on. So it was in the news. Here you can really say, okay, maybe we have 5,000 coupons, and after these 5,000 it's empty, and you can calculate the costs in upfront. Yeah. You can choose the type of discount, whether it be a percentage or you get maybe some loyalty points or whatever you want, you can do it. We have the validity, so you can say this offer or this coupon is only valid between the 12th of July and the 14th of July, and maybe only in Hamburg or only in Amsterdam. So you can also limit on the geography. And the third part of a definition is the response element. What I said before, we want to track our coupons and offers during the whole life cycle. So we need something like a response element. This can be just a plain code which you can pass in a link to when you link to your online shop or whatever, and we can generate on the fly all these barcodes, QR codes, EAN 13.8, code 128, depending what the customer needs. So I mean, with barcodes, you need to be careful. Not every point of sale can read every barcode. So this is customer relevant, and this all together is our offer. So what we want to do now? Now this is more the classical perspective now from campaign management. Now what do we want to do? We want to use Facebook as a new channel for our campaigns out of the one standard campaign management system. So what is our mission? We want to integrate seamlessly with Facebook as a new channel among all these existing channels. Let it be SMS, MMS, email, white mail, fax. I don't know if somebody uses this still, but we want to integrate with our existing channels. So, and we want this to be as automated as possible, as little interaction as necessary. So, for the marketeers, it shall be easy. So we define the rules, which is the desired audience, and then the app does it on the fly. So I already talked about that, and Ralph as well. So we want to enrich our existing data warehouse with Facebook data. And, very important, what are the responses? So we can track how many views had this coupon, how many people downloaded it, how many people followed it. And in the end, if we track it on the point of sale, then you can also say who or which of these coupons really were given at the cache. So you can measure the real response quote. Closed loop again, we want to use all this data we can gather to improve our data set and to learn from the last campaigns. How do we do it? Well, the app, which I will show in a few minutes, we will want the user permissions from the Facebook users to generate tokens we can later also maybe use with other tools. And we want to make use of advanced features, for example, open graph actions and so on. So I will talk about this in a few minutes. So this gets a little bit technical now, but I was trying to keep it simple. So the big bubble is our data warehouse where we store all the information about the customer, maybe the buying behavior, customer service calls, whatever. I mean, you can think of mostly anything, which is allowed by law for sure. With our AI suite, we are using since years the microsale GBI toolkit for the whole segmentation process of our target groups on top of our data warehouse. Yeah? I just had 3 or 4 existing channels which you see on top. We have the mobile, we have the white mail, we have the email, and now a new Facebook. So how does it work? We have a Facebook app which can be customized, and it's running well either on the customer side, or we can also provide some hosting. And this Facebook app communicates with the Facebook API low level. And from then, once we have the permission from the user, which is also for sure configurable, which permissions we want to have, we get the access rights called the access token, and from there we can go on further. So our solution, I think I said it before, we want to create a Facebook app which can be customized. So it's more or less HTML, it's CSS, it's JavaScript, and below that is the connection via the Facebook SDK. Currently, I think the most of the bigger companies have their own Facebook page, so we want to be able to integrate it. So before it was a page set app, now it is there a name for it? No, I don't know. In English, or whatever, you will see it. So there's this button you can click on, and you will get on it. So collect permissions, social graph. As I said before, we can either directly on the fly can provide the offers from the right target groups based on rules, or we can also pre-calculate it from the data warehouse. It means so if we have the Facebook user information from the social graph, we can also pre-calculate and store this target group. And then if a user is coming with the matching user ID from this target group, then he gets delivered the fitting offers. So What we also want to do is, for this tracking, for this closed loop mechanism, we want to generate the coupons on the fly, personalized. So in the moment the user is downloading it, shall include the information to identify the user later on. Well, we want also to use the Open Graph to provide the support for virality of these offers and coupons. So if nobody sees that there are some great offers and coupons, and you can really save money or get access to interesting products, I think this would only make half sense. So we said, okay, we want to integrate the Open Graph in all cases, and I will also show this later on how this looks, in case you don't know. So generally, now we want Facebook as a new channel for our campaigns. So, oh, sorry, I was too fast. So I will switch to the internet, so to the browser. I hope this works. Maybe. Oh, yeah. Okay, thanks. So we just set up a white label page, which you can, I think it's public. You can also test it later on if you want. So this is just a classic Facebook page. We have the photos, we have this like, and we have the offers. Now this is something new. This is our offer application, which is linking directly to the campaign management system. So if I click on that, it will open. And then you see, well, these are basic sets of some offers we created in a campaign. So we have some, in the campaign itself, we can have some variants, we call it. So variants can have different target groups, different offers and actions. So this is one variant. We just said, okay, this is for everybody, this is unpersonalized, but we need something for the users to tease. Let's say we need to give them a reason to be there, so it should be interesting offer. So what you can do is, it's also pretty straightforward. Well, you have some information about the offer, you have a description, and what you can do is, in this example, I mean this can be extended for sure. You can download the coupon as a PDF. Yeah, you can print it and go to the store. So you can use the corporate identity for sure. This is just an example, white label. So in this case, we generate on the fly a QR code, which then can be used when you check out at the point of sale. So you get, I think in this case it was 10 euros discount. So I could also click buy in the online shop, and then it would link to the existing online shop. Here I only have an intermediate page. Well, it recognizes it's not in Facebook yet. So like this offer, follow offers in Facebook. So then it redirects to the Facebook app. So normally this would be some product page in an online shop or in a catalog or something like that. So for our example, I think just to make it clear, it should be okay. And well, you can scroll around. Unfortunately, the resolution is not really fitting. Well, here you have the button, and you could, to receive personal offer. What is saying here was probably not. I don't know why I can't scroll down to something. Oh, whatever. 2 fingers. Yeah, I'm trying. Down. Oh, sorry, that was too fast. I configured mine the other way around, so I was confused. Well, we're saying, okay, these are the standard offers, but if you, as a teaser, but if you are really interested as a customer in personalized offers and coupons, please use our exclusive app. Yeah. So, and if you click on here, well, you need to give your permissions. I mean, there's a standard screen from Facebook, and here in this example, we only decided, well, basic information, email, birthday, interest, and likes. So this should be for this example enough. There are a lot of more permissions. Also, you can even gather data from your friends and so on. Probably know it. So if I go to the app, and take some time. Okay, it looks a little bit different, but now we have personalized it by the gender. So in the background, via the Facebook SDK and the API, it was evaluated that I'm a male Facebook user. So I'm shown, Nivea for men, sensitive hydrogel. Maybe this is for you, Roland, as well. Good, as you said. And we have basically mostly the same options as before. But if I click now on the download coupon, this barcode will be personalized with the user ID. So you can track later on, coming back to the closed loop, you will know how many times these offers have been shown to the audience. You can say via the interaction with the open graph. Oh, I forgot to tell about it. If you click on download coupon at the same time, you trigger an open graph action, meaning that, if you go back and on my screen, so you see there's a reference, and also on my friend's activity log you will see that I have downloaded this coupon, so it generates the virality. So going back. In the background, once the user gave their permissions, we used the likes and interests. So we pulled it in a media database, which then later on can be by other processes added to the data in our data warehouse, as explained before. So we also had integrated some functionality, which you all know. You can directly like the offer. This will also occur in your timeline. You can also send it to your friends, and also the link to the online store. So I think it's a quite good example of how you can easily integrate with more or less existing techniques and expand your reach from the campaign management system. And it can be customized to any extent. So this is just, like I said, white label example. And if you're interested in learning more, we have a kind of small booth outside later on. So if we can also show you the campaign management part, where you can customize all the offer information and so on validity. We can show later. So we will, would be great.
So I have another question for you, Tobias.
Okay.
Is the microphone on? So what if I'm, let's say, a loyalty card? I'm a loyalty card company, and I would, want my loyalty card, number in here. So I know I can do this combination, this connection to combine the loyalty card number and the Facebook user ID. Could I do this here?
Yeah, for sure. You have as it's a standard technology as HTML5 and CSS and JavaScript, you can probably do what you want, and this is the very good use case you were saying, because what you naturally also want to do is if you have a loyalty card, you want to link this information with your Facebook users, because only then you can really bridge the gap. Yeah? So this would be the ideal solution. Yeah. If I think you have to tease the people like you're getting €5 if you link your profile with our app and so on. Right. But I think
I think a lot of people in this room know how much a lead costs in different industries. May it be telco, may it be financial industries. So here we have traffic generation, because you can link traffic to a shop. You have free advertising because you have a viral effect. Then you have leads for very little money if people connect it. I mean, not 100% of people will connect these information, but it's a lead generation, it's a traffic generation, it's a money generation, and it's a customer lifetime value measurement tool because you can extend the relationship between the fan and the brand on Facebook. And this is, I think, what I like very much. So give us a little applause for this very nice presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Can you turn on the before we they now show, this looks very good. Thank you. So the benefits we had, as I said, we have definitely a tool that allows us to have a much higher fan loyalty, because if I'm a fan, and I get some discounts here, I might go back to this page more often, or this page and this application can send me personalized infos on the latest offers for me, just personally. And the cool thing here is, as Tobias said, these campaigns are not just being run on Facebook. They are being printed, they are being put in a magazine, they are sent out via white mail, email. So now here we have a measurement model that really can measure the efficiency of Facebook campaigns compared to analog campaigns and classic campaigns. So this is what I really like about this solution, because it is not a little island on Facebook and some game, because now it's integrated in hardcore marketing. That's good. So, and this means we do have definitely an ROI. And now, since we are now collecting permission-based, of course, we're collecting a lot of fan data. Richard, if you are ready, you can show us what you can see from all this data and that we can gather through Facebook. Can you turn? Yeah.
Great. And can I get the iPad on the big screen? While we're doing that. Thanks very much. As Roland mentioned, I'm known as the dummies guy around the office. I've written several Facebook-related dummies books. What he didn't mention was that we are rooming together, and this morning in my rush, I wore his jacket. So I am a dummy. And hopefully he won't see the coffee spill. Great, thank you. So what we are looking at here is our tool called Wisdom. And Wisdom is unlike any other Facebook analytics tool out there. What we have is a database of nearly 13 million people's profile information in here, their Facebook profile data. Thanks to the Open Graph, this was 100% opt-in, meaning these 13 million people have agreed to be part of this network. We don't disclose any personal information, no photos, no names. There's no way you can target these people through Wisdom. But what you can do is gain a great deal of insights through this. So this is really the summary page. And this tells you a little bit about the 13 million people in our database. You get basic demographics here. 41% are married, 77% went to college, 80% live in urban regions as opposed to rural, and it's slightly more skewed towards males, 52% male. On the top, we see the average age is 32. Average number of friends per fan is 336. And the average number of pages they've liked is about 95. And that's very interesting, because you can look at people who are fans of your company and see what other things they like. And this is where the real cool insights come from. So you can slice and dice this data in a lot of ways. So, for example, since we are in beautiful Amsterdam, I thought one of the ways we could look at this audience is, let's take a look at people who live in Amsterdam who are part of this network. So it's filtering. Very good. And we can see that 32,000 people in our network are based in Amsterdam. And I would argue that that's a pretty good sample, right? I think the city has less than 700,000 people. So it's nearly 5% of the population. I think that offers a very good sampling. If you're in market research, you'll know that Nielsen's decides our TV shows based on less than 0.5% of the population. So this is a pretty representative audience here. And as we could see, the majority of people in the Amsterdam area are single, highly educated, 82%, and since it's Amsterdam, they're mostly urban. It skews a little more towards males, 56% males. On the interest level, we see some interesting things. The most liked page that they have of Amsterdam residents is Baltifest, which I learned this morning is a concert or a festival. Sunny Boy Film, which I imagine must be a local produced movie, is the #1 movie that these people have liked. And Hardlopen, which I learned is running. The sport of running is their favorite sport. And you can drill much deeper into all of these likes. Let's take a look, drilling down farther in demographics. And you see the breakdown of married, relationship, single, engaged, the age brackets, the education levels, and so forth. Also, estimated income. And this is data that we are actually able to fill in, right? When you fill out your Facebook profile, you never really tell them how much money you earn, nor would you. But we're able to sort of look at where you live, what your job is, sort of this other data that you provide, and make some guesstimates on your income estimate. So that's a pretty interesting stat. We could go further into likes and get very granular. So this is an overall view of likes. On the right is purely by popularity, right? KLM has the most amount of people liking it. And on the left is an interesting way to break it down. It's by affinity. So it's out of all the people in our network, people who like Baltifest, the affinity level is 270 times the rest of the people in the network to like Baltifest. Kind of cool information. This is a view I like. It's called a heat map, brought to us by our own BI platform. So let me get out of Amsterdam, and because of the timing, because our company is based near Washington, D.C., I thought I'd take a look at Obama, since the election's coming up. So I always say that Obama is like the Lady Gaga of politics, right? He has over 30 million fans in Facebook, and he really was one of the original politicians to take advantage of it. In fact, his first social media campaign manager was Chris Hughes, who was a co-founder of Facebook. And looking at the Obama audience, believe it or not, we have over 856,000 people in our system who've liked Obama. Not surprisingly, because again, we're a U.S. company, and the majority of people in Wisdom right now are from the U.S. This database is growing quite rapidly, and we are really focused on building it up in Europe. But for now, let's take a look at Obama, and we see that 35% of Obama fans are married. 79% have attended college, and 82% live in urban regions. The #1 page that Obama fans like, not surprisingly, is Michelle Obama. The top movie actress is Jada Pinkett Smith. #1 sports athlete is Serena Williams, who just won the Wimbledon. And you could drill into a little more information. Now, we can also do comparisons. So I thought, for the sake of a comparison, we could take a look at Obama versus Romney, who, of course, he is running against. So let me check that one off. And these comparisons, you can imagine it could also be Coke versus Pepsi, Walmart versus Amazon, or any two entities out there. There's MIT. So let's give it a second. And it's always interesting to me to compare two candidates. You get a real sense of the different audiences that they're targeting. And it's very clear in this shot here. Mitt Romney's fans skew much older than Obama fans. They're also married, twice as many are married nearly. Both are similar in college, and of course Obama appeals more to an urban audience, where Romney is a little more to the rural places. Mitt Romney skews much higher towards men, whereas it's more even for Obama. And this is what I love to look at, is what the different audiences like. Of course, again, the number one page that people who have liked Obama like is Michelle Obama. The number one page Mitt Romney fans like is, I will not vote for Obama. This is a good one. As we said before, in sports, Serena Williams is the number one sports celebrity that Obama fans likes. And of course, the number one sport for Romney is guns. And number two is anything about guns. So I'm trying not to make a political statement. I'm just looking at the data here. For music, Jill Scott, who's a lovely musician. I don't know whether you're familiar with her. Semi-popular in the U.S. And of course, Obama's, the number one music group is Ted Nugent, who's sort of a gun nut out there. And you also get some imperial data, that is public data. You see that Obama has over 27 million fans in Facebook in general, while Mitt Romney has a much smaller audience of 2.2 million fans. However, if you look at what page is trending more, that is, who's liking which page more, the last 30 days, Romney is up 18.6% in fans, whereas Obama's only up 1.1% increased. You could say that his audience was so big before, it can't increase as much as Romney's. So that's a quick look at this tool, Wisdom. Wisdom is available for free. And then we have a professional version that we're charging a subscription rate for. There is a 1-month free trial on it. But I do encourage you all to check out the free version. It's at wisdom.com. You can find it. And it's also a Facebook app for your computer, an iPad app, and an iPhone app. And I think you'll get a lot of intelligence from the free version. And as a corporation, I'd love to talk to you about Wisdom Pro and Wisdom Enterprise, which is a whole nother level. So if you have any questions, since we're in a rush to lunch, if you want to grab me afterwards, I'm happy to speak to you more in detail. You have a question.
Thank you very much, Richard. I do have one more question and one more slide, then we're ready for lunch. So getting back to this, we're not? Oh my God. Panels, right. Sorry. Over-promise, under-deliver. Not good, not good, not good. So getting back to the loyalty card idea. So the users of, let's say, a loyalty card program of an airline or a loyalty card program that you get, in all these shopping malls, what kind of data could we see there? Like if you run this loyalty card program, you could see the fans and the users of this app. They also like this brand and that brand. So we could optimize marketing campaigns on this information, right?
Absolutely. In fact, a lot of ways digital marketers are using it is they're looking at other affinities for their brand, right? So you might be Porsche, and you might realize that a lot of your fans also are fans of Cartier. So you might want to target Cartier fans in Facebook advertising to spread out and reach new audiences that are also more likely to like your page.
Great, great. All right, so last slide here. Since the speech was had this 5 steps in it, I thought I should write down 5 steps, what to do and how to do. And you've heard some of this before today. First thing, align your social strategy to your value creation chain, meaning don't just do social media marketing. Social media marketing itself does not have any, business value. I'm waiting for some booze now, but no, it does not have just a plain business value by itself. So do the right things to support your corporate strategy. Then create value for your fans. A hello world statement or like what do you do this weekend and this kind of stuff, it does not create a value. The value should always be entertain your fans, or educate your fans, or make them save money or save time. If an application or whatever you do does not fulfill one of these 4 things, educate, entertain, save money, save time, just don't do it. You're boring them and you're just creating too much noise. On an IT level, do not create extra new silos. It doesn't make sense to create just some apps that run somewhere on some agency's servers and all these data that are being connected are not used. We see this in many, many places that there is no data integration strategy. And for us, like working for a data company, this is like a very sad situation. So avoid data silos and go for integrated solutions. And then segment, target, and shoot. We had a very basic example here, the male and female. We don't have to do applications to, find out who is male or female. You can find this out through search and other versions. But you can create target groups. The mini driving young woman between 25 and 35 living in the south of Munich, likes Gucci and hates cats. If this is your target group, you can target this target group. And this can be done on the fly. And we wanted to show this in the live demo. You can, while the campaign is running, you can change prices. And what the funky thing is, I thought, is that the QR code really has the user ID incorporated, or the EAN code. So you really can close the loop and know exactly which user redeemed which coupon, where and when, and really can control and measure. So and finally, use the data and compete on analytics, because competing on analytics, as Davenport said a couple of years ago, will be the next big competitive advantage. And that's the end of my speech. Thank you for listening, and thank you for coming to Amsterdam.